Good morning. Morning. Good morning, Zoom friends. Linda, Sherry, Nuna, Jill, Amy, Viara, Regina, Jayashree, Morgan, Nisu. It was funny because it's just, you don't quite know what you're showing up for, but you kind of know what you're showing up for. A little snippet of writing might happen, or you sort of get the broad, maybe general theme. I could feel it coming in more clearly about 5 minutes into the 9 o'clock meditation, and the relinquishing of self has never been my favorite talk to give, because over the years it's basically been incited fear. I sort of dread giving the relinquishing self talk, but the times are changing, right? I mean, y'all are melting and dying and standing with God. And it's like, okay, relinquishing of self, maybe not so bad. I encourage everyone to look for themselves, you know. You have to look for yourself. I'm going to give some personal anecdotes. They don't have to be your experience. But it's like Sharon always says, everyone finds the same thing. Maybe not in the same way, maybe not in the same words, maybe not in the, 5 bullet point fashion, PowerPoint presentation or whatever. But if you can listen to the words and find a sense of their transmission within yourself, then maybe they can be helpful, useful, or igniting, inspirational, who knows. We come to silent retreat to be quiet together. Togetherness that doesn't include talking and the verbal expression of, not that verbal expression is bad. Hear me. We've got books, we love talk, but that verbal expression that is always asserting self. That piece of verbal expression that is always asserting self. Always asserting self. So we come so that the ground, this container, or whatever we're going to call it now, is ripe and fertile for the coming forward of primordial silence. Silence that doesn't come and go, has no opposite, like noise and quiet, talking, not talking, lawnmower, not lawnmower, that kind of thing. Silence at the ground. We use the word silence. We use the word immovability, unchangeable, formless, timeless, ineffable. There's Words. Primordial silence as the ground of all that exists. It's not qualified as an object. It's not qualified as a personal subject. It's the context for all of that. It's primary. It's the great no thing is how it would have been languaged here back in the day, before all of this. It was just, I hit upon no thing. Nothing. It had no qualities. It just was, is. It just is. It just is. Simply. Totally naked, totally unadorned, totally indescribable, and absolutely obvious. The obviousness was startling because there was this sense of, how would I ever miss it? I'm sure many of you have been there like, really? That wasn't within consciousness, a conscious awareness? I mean, what could be more obvious? At a certain time, let's just say, there was a certain ripeness. There was a pulling of this personhood, selfhood, into the heart of that ground, the center of that ground. And at that, I'm going to say moment, and it doesn't capture it because it's so outside of time, right? In that, I'm going to say experience, which is not correct either. In that moment, the thunderous roar of a power so beyond so made itself known as itself, through itself, from itself, as itself. And in this expression of that, it was the Word of God. The Word of God, the Logos, the love, the original love, the smile of, here you go, my love. This is life. I love the world so much. I gift it existence. I gift it the sons and daughters, the body of existence. Let there be. Not as a reward, not as a punishment, not as a some get it, some don't, some have it, some won't. as the absolute truth of every divine moment. And the intellectual mind gets bored with that. Isn't that something? Self-consciousness is so believed. Personhood is so mesmerizing and seductive that we miss it. We miss that. Our experiences, spiritual or not. I'm not, blaming us, shaming us. There's no failure here. Please, please hear me. Somehow or another, this artifact within consciousness where through human beingness, an affective nervous system was evolved, and it goes out and it perceives and it comes back and it talks to itself. It's okay, I guess, if it doesn't create problems, but every single problem I've ever had since the moment of being sucked into the vacuum of the heart of nothing has been self-consciousness and self-separation. It's the only problem. There is no other problem. There's no other problem. Please investigate it. I mean, don't take my word for it. Just watch. Just check it out. Just check it out. No, there's no other. It's where all the rub is. And when that begins to break down, it's going to break down. It is breaking down, okay? Whether one wants to come to silent retreat and sign up for no self or not, it's happening. We're sort of on the cutting edge, the leading edge of that revelation of what already is original. The mind is going to see it as evolution because it stretches something out in time. But let's remember, this is original. Original. We're remembering it, not inventing it. Kind of like electricity. Nobody invented electricity. Electricity always was, but there wasn't anybody to be conscious of it. Original love is the only thing there is, but who's conscious of it? Anyway, as that begins to break down, and it is breaking down, the self, I am this, I will talk about this, I will listen to this and believe. As that starts getting fleshed out, a lot of fear can come up, and we've all talked about it, and we're all gentle and kind with that, right? I hope so. But the razor's edge of the instant as it actualizes, and the naked fullness of that originality delivered through uncaused love, as uncaused love, is the life now. It's a razor's edge. It's Dr. Hawkins always used to say, the path is straight and narrow. And I always felt like it was really in kind of contrast to a lot of what other teachers said about expansive this and expansive that. And Dr. Hawkins would be like, straight and narrow. And I get it now. One belief, either way, you're back to selfhood. And that's the devotion. That's the devotion. Is mostly, I'm not blaming or shaming. This is born through experience. Is mostly to our personal, what we believe is a personal self. And the personal self will hear this and think, well, I have my story, I have my feelings, I have my this, I have my the other, I have. Life itself lives life through and as every expression. Life. What we got? A raptor? Oh, a big bird just flew by the window. Everybody's face after I said that went, and I knew it wasn't anything I said, so I was like, what's happening? Nature! We can imagine a lot of things and wonder about a lot of things through the lens of a separate self. And we just have to abandon that. We just have to abandon it. There's just no other way. You have to abandon it because it's not ever going to get it. We can live so many lives, so many retreats, so many silent sits, so many days and minutes and hours. I will get it. It's not wrong, it's noble. Not going to happen. Just not going to happen. One of my sisters is a yogi, and she studied with Bonnie Bainbridge Cohen for many years, and then kind of mastered that work in her own way, and is a truly brilliant movement, yoga, I don't know, teacher. And Bonnie Bainbridge Cohen has this method, I guess you might call it, where you go back and you revisit the developmental movement patterns of physical manifestation. So it like begins with cellular breathing, cosmic breathing or whatever, navel radiation, you move. But the pattern just before like crawling is called yield push. And it's like when you see the babies rocking, and they're like yielding and then they're pushing and then they're yielding and then they're pushing, before they get the like what's called cross lateral. Anyway, we would all go back and we would take these classes from Adrian, and that's actually where in one of those classes going into Warrior One was the nuclear change here. But I kind of knew that this retreat was, going to be about like the total surrender of the separate self. And Adrian uses these toys to illustrate yield push, and I just think this is so brilliant. Oh, I think I'm something. Nope, not anything. I mean, if you want to play with this, it's just a great feeling. Just hold it, my ego. No chance. No chance, man. And I asked her, I said, hey, can I borrow that toy for retreat? And she was like, yeah, sure. My sister's a really fun Gemini who loves to play. She's got toys in her purse. It kind of always, I think, comes down to, for the mind, for the conceptual mind, ways and means. And that's not a bad thing for it to come down to, like, okay, but I'm not established in emptiness as emptiness, original love, whatever you know. So like, what are we doing? What is this, like, meditation? You know, there are, so, you know, you have to listen. You have to listen. You have to listen to that still small voice within. Get quiet. Abandon or question or somehow surrender through, you know, giving away the conceptual mind. Give it to the heart, give it to the heart, give it to the heart. Give your mind to the heart, give your mind to the heart. Give your mind to the ground. Give it away. And become available to the depth of your being. Contemplate the source of reality. But I mean, I know that Sharon has many YouTube videos about ways and means. I have many. On the website, there's 2 years of morning meditation pointers. You know, there's hundreds of hours of ways and means and possible pitfalls and cul-de-sacs. The body of existence is a reflection, a symbol. It reflects. It can either reflect the Word of God, become an avenue of that, the source, the ground, primordial, originalness, or it can be a reflection of belief, and then you get the world of appearance. The world of appearance, which every great master and anyone who's ever looked has said is not real, in the sense of it's impermanent. It comes and it goes, it comes and it goes, it comes and it goes, it comes and it goes. And that appearance world will reflect everything through the self. If it's reflecting through the self, a personal sense of self, it reflects everything from war to enlightenment. The personal experience of all the levels of consciousness. And we will see them as the body of existence. And we will mourn that there isn't more love, and there isn't love. There's love in some places, but not in others. And some people are worth it, and I'm not. And we will mourn, and we will suffer. We'll suffer because we believe that that's the actuality. Sure looks real. Sure feels real when you like drop a 50-pound weight on your foot. The self, the personal self, a separate self, is a processing function, a mediator, a style of existence. And when it's dropped away, the body of existence is like a blank canvas, infinite potential. Like Padmasambhava said in the Juniper Ridge, the falling is an abyss that is you. An avenue of the infinite mystery, the creatorship, the Godhead, original love. The higher levels of selfhood are extremely exalted. Bliss, ecstasy, vast spaciousness, oneness of God with God, pure awareness. I mean, it goes on and on. And it's so good. But something here evidently wasn't satisfied with almost a decade of utter bliss. That too, as Sharon says. That too. Was still a personal sense of having something very exalted, very incredible. Thought you hit the gold mine. This must be it. Feels really good. Nothing can touch it. It feels outside of karma. It's incredible. And there's still someone, though very, very thinly, having it. The identification, even if it's with those higher levels of personal self, are still an identification with the movie and the self having an amazing awakening. But when that drops away, the felt sense of who one is, capital I, capital S, is the abyss of falling. Nothing. Nothing. And this can really rock, and I'm hopefully going to have time to talk about the dark night and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into it right now, and the desert phases and of that. Worth talking about because many of you have started to experience it. And we will. And the experience is less of a movie and more awareness without object, love without cause, wisdom without concept, and life beyond personal subject. The razor's edge of the instant as it actualizes, and the naked fullness of that originality delivered through, from, and as original, uncaused, heart of the ground, love. And as our beautiful teacher has said to us many, many times, there's nobody there to get it. That's the joke. It doesn't happen. No one will demonstrate it. Life and love itself will be conscious as is. Oh, I just really hate to say it, but it really takes fortitude, guys. Devotion, because the personal self just can't imagine anything good happening without it in charge. It has a deep, especially in the higher levels of separate self, which this is a good thing. This is not, I heard both David Hawkins and Adya at different times say, a healthy ego structure is like really pleasant to be around and does a lot of good in the world. But the thing is, and I'm not going to go completely into this, but maybe tomorrow or whenever it is I get to talk again, that separate sense, even in a very healthy format, believes in good and not good. Whatever words you put on not good, evil, bad, not right. It still believes in its agenda of goodness. And the thing about transcending duality, transcending opposition, and transcending position is that means all of it. Goodness too. Because a separate self can't judge good and doesn't have any power to create it. It is always moving in opposition to what it perceives as wrong. This is really hard to get. Be gentle. This one is hard. I'm asking for something deep right now. We don't know. With a judging, separate mind, we can't know. Can't know. And we're either going to be an instrument of forming through belief, or an expression of truth. I don't know. I don't know. Give me the eyes to see. I don't know. I don't know. Show me as love sees. Lord, walk with me. Be with me. Guide me. Give me your eyes. Give me your hands, your feet. I don't know. Many of us have probably played the good person for eons and eons, and it served. It served. This is not that time. This is the time of the redemption, meaning the return to originality. And the redemption precedes the ascension. You don't just get to go, whoopsie, I'm good, I'm up and out. Okay. What is this? Oh, I still, I'm not doing too bad. Kind of bring in somebody else to help. help us see. Meister Eckhart. I've been just sort of devoted to this for the last couple of years. This piece of writing right here. It's a translation, obviously. Anyway. I've said this many times and in many ways. You must die in order to live. You must live so that your whole life is as love, and let go of all that you are, relinquishing everything. For only then can you ever hope to discover your true self. This confuses the fearful, worries the proud, and offends the powerful. And you'll only begin to grasp it when you let go of all you think you are and all you hope to become. Abandon your false self and cast yourself out into the fathomless depths of whatever you want to call the Godhead, that beyond every image and thought you might have of God. For only there will you find the beauty within you which reflects the godness of God, the goodness of good, the peace of peacefulness, the love of lovingness. Only then will you find the beauty within you which reflects the goodness of good, the godness of God, the peacefulness of peace. Somebody in small group yesterday was very sincere in talking about how there can really be some deep resistance to that because the mind will say, do I have to go to India and feed poor children? What do I have to do if I cast myself out? Abandon my personal agenda for the goodness of good. True good with a capital G. I'm using that word as I would God or source, beauty, truth. I don't know. I've seen it happen a lot of ways. Most people don't want to hear this story because that meant total rearrangement. But for some people, it's and Sharon's got a bigger window, and she always talks about how it's much easier and less dramatic for like people coming onto the planet now, and what she sees in the Sangha compared to however many years ago. I know she's told us that many times, so I'm not guaranteeing you won't have to change anything. I'm kind of thinking you might have to change a few things. I know you have to change your mind. But it's like we're at a crossroads. I know everyone can feel it. You wouldn't be here if you can't feel that. We're at a crossroads of, Do we just keep serving the separate self? Or as Adya says, expand your circle of regard. Just try expanding your circle of regard a little bit. Just include one person that, it can happen dramatically and big, and it can happen small and simple, I'm sure. Who knows? It's this, that famous, it's the Buddha standing up in front of everyone holding a flower, not saying a word. That's my favorite talk that the Buddha ever gave, was that one. Okay. Thank you.